might look to bother other lanes here. They might even look to bother the Lapu-Lapu because that sort of nerfs the ability of Omega to rotate, and their map presence will get depleted if that Lapu-Lapu gets shut down quickly.
Yep, we're about to see if all that comes into play, if all that becomes a reality. Welcome to game number 1. Bren Esports versus Omega Esports, the very final series in all of MPL Philippines Season 7 regular season. By the way, this is all under the regulation and supervision of the Games and Amusements Board. Reptar, check this out. Lusty just bothering ever so slightly Heath, but yeah, nothing like we saw from earlier in the series before, wherein they were going gung-ho, like, you're not getting your buff.
Yeah, it'll always just be information here. It doesn't have the strong buff steal capability like a Grok does, but if all that Bren Esports needs Lusty to do is give us the info, let us know, disrupt, that he's doing it, and he's doing a fine job so far.
Hajizi secures his orange by hook or by crook. He is sitting at about a third of his health. Not exactly comfortable. Heath able to help his core protect it. I am still wondering what the game plan is for this Lapu-Lapu at 4.
Yeah, he's probably just going to be focusing on farming up 4 now, get a little bit more of mid presence, but he just hit level 3. Don't think he's going to hit level 4 just yet by the time the turtle spawns.
So he's ahead of you even.
Yeah, just by a bit though.
Oh.
2 minions or a minion ahead of you.
Well, give or take, this is what in this genre of gaming we call the lane bully. That's what the Lapu-Lapu is here. Even if he is more of a fighter, you put him toe-to-toe with most other mages, especially in the early to mid-game, then he is going to win those engages. Now for Toshi versus Ribo, where do you draw the line here, Reptar? Since no fights are exactly breaking out, what's the situation like in that Alice versus Harith matchup?
Yeah, it's going to be the dead lane here. Most of the teams, if either of them don't focus on trying to take down either the Alice or the Harith first, then yeah, Ribo and Toshi are just going to be there for the first 5-6 minutes. And this is most likely going to be a 4 versus 4 for this turtle.
Here we go. Both teams are in great position. Kurtizi gonna be using his that's gonna be the split plus a grab. Kurtizi looking low. Can they take advantage here? That's gonna be first blood for the side of Omega, but Bren takes 2. There's the Tempest Ablaze. He's looking low. Finch points out Toshi to the rescue. Can they punish? The answer is no. Wow, 2 for 2 so far. Bren Esports ahead by about 500.
Yeah, they got the turtle, and Ribo and Toshi said, we're not just going to stay here, we're going to roam. We're going to rotate and try to join in that fight. Ribo getting there beforehand because of the lane pressure he was able to put onto Toshi. Toshi had to clear a wave, which is why Ribo got there first. Bren Esports, good response. They lost 2. It is a trade, but at the end of the day, what matters is mission accomplished. Carl Teasy got the turtle.
Flapteasy. There you go. Got 2 kills, so good stacks on his Festival of Blood. So, yeah, again, you're not putting the kills on the core, but you did give him the turtle, so it denies Hajizi here the snowball which you mentioned. Not Roger level snowball, but again, just slowly gaining map presence. Now, what's the game plan here for Omega to try and close that gap? It's a very small gap. Are they going to go for pickoffs or bigger team fights?
They can try to go for a pickoff here, but with how Bren Esports are rotating around the map, they're making it hard for Omega to find a target.
Oh no, Heath here, circling Eagle, but only as a last resort. Not much of a response from Omega. They get that kill for free. While up top, this is Hajizi planning for the long game. Not much he can do against Flapteasy, so he just has to wait. Bren Esports is the aggressor.
Yeah, and again, with how Bren Esports are rotating, Omega cannot find an opening this early on. The fights will most likely happen a few seconds before the turtle spawns or during the turtle fight. Ribo and Toshi, they're just going to be trading blows, trying to see who can get lane dominance so that they can roam first. The Clock of Destiny has already been picked up here by Few and Ribo, so they're going to get those stacks early on.
Flapteasy here going to face off against 3 members of Omega. There's a circling Eagle. Flapteasy, he doesn't have any champ stacks. He's looking. They're waiting. Ejector onto 1. Let's see. Lancelot once more gets the turtle buff, but they do take out Ribo. There's a grab by Kenji. Lusty survives, and they do disengage. Is this the right call here for Omega? Should they say, you know what, Turtle, Bren belongs to you, we'll find something else elsewhere?
Yeah, it seems like Omega is playing for that mid to the late game. After that first objective take, they've completely changed their playstyle here. Like, okay, yeah, we're not going to go for the early game strong spike we can get. We have a Harris in our lineup. We also have a Ling. You know what? Yeah, let's just play it smartly. Let's open up the map even more, which is why Hajizi and Toshi didn't join that fight at all. Hajizi just helped Toshi out with the bottom lane wave. They weren't able to take down the turret, but I think Toshi got a few good hits at it to get that gold from the shielding.
And so far, if this is the same story for the next few minutes once more, yeah, Toshi's gonna grow that win rate. As for Rebo, looking at his current standing on the Alice, it's 50-50, sitting at 3-3. So this is a very specific tool that Bren Esports said, you know what, we need something to scale. Changa's not gonna do it right now.
Yeah, and now Bren Esports, they can continue this aggression, which is why Few and Krautese are positioning for a good lane cut here, and potentially if a member of Omega is in that shrub, they don't know that, although we do. And let's see if there's going to be a play out of this.
Alright, circling Eagle onto Krautese. Is this the right target? Toshi drops the Zaman Force. Is there enough? In comes Hajizi. Tempest of Blades onto Krautese.
Wow.
Down he goes. Lusty looking low as well. Can they get him? The answer is yes. Hajizi gets a kill. 2 for none so far. And Omega's gonna back out. Bren Esports gets shocked in that one turret push up top, and Omega ever so quick with the conversion with a man-to-man defense in mid and bot. Reptar looking great for Omega. What can Bren do to regain the offensive?
They have to get a pick off and a push down to a turret somewhere else. Pick off, break down mid, break down the bottom lane, or win a fight for the turtle considerably. Not just we get the turtle, we lost a lot of members. Take down the members of Omega and turn around the momentum of the game from that.
Decisively.
Decisively.
Keyword decisively. Looking here for another blind engage from Bren onto Omega. That seems to be how Bren has been owning the early game so far, right? In the past 5-6 minutes, the early or the easy kills from Bren are from blind engages. But now I think Omega, they're once been, twice shy. They're not gonna let that happen one more time. Lusty here, spacing out Heath. They are gonna knock him up. Flapdizi a little in too deep, goes up for the knockup punch. Already uses ult, so they do know that that is off of cooldown, and they disengage.
Look at that. When both teams realize, like, yeah, we don't have a big clear opening right now, let's just both back off, and they both retreated at the same time.
Respect.
Respect, exactly. One of the reasons why Omega were at a disadvantage initially was because Rebo cut the wave in the bottom lane really well, that Kurtese was forced to respond. So Bren had a 5 vs 4 advantage. But because of how they're positioned right now, a fight might just break out, but it seems like the respect, it's still there. They're both really just playing this safely.
Yep, they missed the pincer. I saw what Omega was trying to do, but now they re-converge onto the turtle. This looks like it's gonna go to Omega. Flapdizi trying to look for a target onto Heath. They get the knock up. Still no ult here. He just used it right then and there. Krautese here trying to clear the wave, and just like that, I think Bren Esports in lull times like this, the best idea for them is to just get gold, but just the same, that's playing to not lose.
Yeah, Rebo's Alice here and how he's moving around the map is going to be a boon for Bren Esports, because he's applying a lot of pressure in that bottom lane. Rebo could have gone and stayed in that turtle fight. He didn't need to rotate all the way down. But then Bren realizes that Omega seem to be having a bit of a hard time handling their minion waves, which is something Omega's historically really good at. I think Omega just putting a lot of focus right now in the objective fights. Now need to start giving resources or dedicating resources to defending that side lane push from Rebo.
Yep, and Rebo seems to be putting salt in the wound. He wants to continue because he's saying, hey Toshi, if you're not leaving, neither am I. Like if you're gonna make a mistake of trying to take a team fight, then say goodbye to this turret, and that closes the map for Omega. It shrinks it for them permanently. So yeah, look at this. Toshi's forced to answer.
Yeah, and again, I really feel like I'm just watching a continuation of our season 6 grand finals, because they're really playing a lot like how they played back in season 6. A lot of importance into the key objective team fights or split pushing, really biding their time and respecting the potential of their opponent to just win a turnaround team fight. It's like both of these teams grew but are still exactly the same in a way.
Yeah, check this out. Rebo though in the middle of a Zaman force. They do disengage.
Wow.
And in true Omega fashion, they just take it. And yeah, this is not a good fight for us to have. We're gonna back out. Few and Lusty to the rescue, positioning themselves here for a potential peekaboo surprise death bush. And Lusty are gonna jump into 3 members. Who's gonna survive? Not much for him here. Split by Kenji. It looks like they're gonna go of the grab. And right now, Lusty, is he going to be in trouble? That's going to be, yes, Heath expends the circling eagle. They get the pick off. Rebo might be the next target here. That's Heath and Hajizi on him. Can they get him? Blood owed for the win, saving Rebo. The GOAT survives. And just like that, it seems to be divide and conquer.
Yeah, and this glue pick coming out early, I think it's just confidence by Omega. At this point, it's like them telling all of us that, you know what, we're pretty good at the glue now.
We know exactly how to use the glue. Check it out. But just the same, it seems to be a giant distraction play.
And it's the disruptive presence of the glue in that team fight was really big for Omega and how they were able to take control and eventually get a small win out of it. They were able to get more pushes with it as well. Now, this next Lord fight here is going to be big because I see that one of these two teams will probably just try to commit someone into pushing.
Overextend possibly.
Yeah, or overextend possibly. This is going to be a big fight here. Bren are going to be the ones who'll try to look for a pickoff. But with how they're positioning, they're actually playing it safe. They're really, again, respecting Omega with how much they know each other. The potential for the other team to turn around. The reason why we call Hajizi the KDA machine is that he really knows when to make the entry. He knows when to take a fight. He knows when to go in. He knows when to sweep up the kills for Omega, and he knows when to not take a fight.
Yeah, cogs and gears this young man is. It seems like Mobile Legends is just a formula for him to solve, and for the most part in his career, he knows what the answer is. So right here, right now, he's here to prove that point and, you know, earn once more the moniker of the KDA machine in the face of their longtime rivals, Bren Esports. Now, Kenji here trying to find a split. Flapteasy playing the same role here, diversion. Let's see, Lusty looking for one. Ejector already triggered. Oh wow! This whole time, it's beneficial to Omega, this whole divide and conquer strategy, because again, you mentioned earlier, the Ling is so good at split pushing.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Hajizi did there. Actually, for a moment there, I lost track of where Hajizi was in the map.
Where is he?
Because I thought he was just nearby. But then he was like, oh, he already broke down the top turret there. And yeah, now it's Omega turning it around on Bren's face that, okay, if you guys were pressuring our bottom lane for the first few minutes, it's our turn to apply a lot of pressure on the side lanes here. So again, it's the game of chicken for these two teams. They're both just waiting for that one big moment. Although there have been times where Lusty and Heath have tried to find that opening, or actually Kenji as well for Omega, they both just know when to take the fight and when not to. And this is just next level caution because, okay, we've spoken about Omega and how they're fighting for an upper bracket slot. Bren is doing that as well. They still have their eyes set on getting that upper bracket. It's not secured for them.
Both teams are just, they understand the stakes involved here.
Exactly.
So, again, what an honor it is to be here covering this very matchup for all of you. Now, a potential engagement down bottom could be. Still, both teams are relatively split up. The first time we've seen Omega cross the river, not so much just yet for Bren. We did see Flapteasy in Omega's jungle up top, but just the same, both teams ever so cautious. Now, Heath gets caught out by an ejector, but Rebo and Cartesi says, no, let's not. Not like this.
Not like that. And again, the patience from these two teams. We look at the items. Toshi already picking up the Divine Glaive. That's a Harith that has been uninterrupted for his farm. So as this game goes on, now at this point, it's going to be difficult for Bren Esports to take that fight unless they get an early quick burst onto either Curtizi, Hajizi, or Heath.
Yeah, do note, Reptar, Rebo is more farmed than Harith, than Toshi, but just the same, because of their difference in battle spells, Toshi just has better items.
Yeah, Purify, it's going to be a hard target to catch here for Bren Esports.
Sorry, Emblem Talent.
Emblem Talent,
there you go.
Yeah, the Emblem Talent.
The mystery shop, yes.
Man, pure rage.
Yeah, 10% just gets you so much. But right now, look at this. A better position for Bren Esports. All of them here in this river, in this pixel brush, could be lethal. Once more, a dance of death between these two top-notch teams in the MPL. Nay, in all of the C region, possibly the world, given that our world champion here currently is competing. Now, Curtizi gonna try to join the fight, even the odds here, while it's Flaptizi who has to answer. Oh, this is so interesting, so close.
Yeah, and that top lane push is going to be a factor here, but with how everything is converging now to that Lord pit, this might just be that one big team fight we were looking for, as Omega has already taken down the Lord to 50%.
Okay, Flaptizi looking for a nice knock-up. Kenji here, split. He's looking for a grab. Heath is right in the middle, circling Eagle. Onto one. It's going to be Flaptizi, and Flaptizi currently has Kenji on him. This is the first team fight we've seen in a while. Rebo goes in with the blood flow. Kenji is gonna back out of here. That's just both teams taking a few hits, and Lord is reset. I think we're back to zero.
Back to zero again. It's like a game. It's like Eve isn't on the field, but we're watching a game of chess. The entire map is their chessboard.
Oh.
And with one move, it opens up another, but then it opens up another move, an opening for your opponent. And I feel like the last time we saw Omega like this was probably sometime around week 3 or week 4, where again it was just a game where Omega showed their patience and their search for that picture-perfect moment to start things out.
They're cunning.
Yeah.
They're guile. They're high IQ, but just the same. Bren Esports, again, we mentioned earlier, this might be them in playoffs mode, and just the same, we haven't seen Bren like this in a while as well. A lot of their wins, just like in both series against Workcaster Force, they just bullied the rookies in MPL Season 7, but right here, right now, against their longtime rivals, it seems to be another story.
Yeah, I think it's gonna boil down to the question of who decides to give up something first, because both teams are handling the top lane pushes so well. Because of how Omega has that advantage in that top lane, I wouldn't be surprised if it'll actually be Omega who decides, man, you know what? I feel like at this point, let's just pull the trigger. Once we see Flap or one member of Bren Esports split push to try to manage a wave, that's when we'll take this Lord.
Yeah, 17 minutes in here. I do believe you're right, Reptar. I agree that it might be Omega who breaks first, who says, you know what? Just do it.
Yeah, they have the link. They can rotate fast.
Just try something. But yes, we are about 3 minutes away from TikTok timers, as we like to call it. And for you wrestling fans, this is reminiscent of those fight forever situations.
Yeah, the Iron Man matches.
Wherein, both competitors have brought out, a dozen finishers, and nobody just both refuse to fall.
Yeah.
Everything is a near 2 count, near 3 count, and the same is here.
They reset the Lord
for those
again.
Bren and Omega fans. Your team needs your support.
Yeah, I don't see the comment section right now, but I feel like all the fans of these two teams, because they know what their teams are like. They're all just analyzing the game right now.
I think someone at some point just started to bring out like an Excel sheet and did their taxes.
Yeah.
Because that's how long this wait has been going on. Reptar, I legit remember the past 5 minutes, and it's been similar.
Yeah, your screens aren't broken. There is no time loop that we're stuck in.
Yeah.
We've really just been stuck. Not stuck, but seeing the exact same thing. Omega though.
This might be a great position for Bren, given that Curtizi is so far. Look at this. There's a circling eagle. Zaman Force dropped in by Toshi, and that's a Tempest of Blades.
Secure!
Easy securing it. Take it down, Curtizi. They trade for Kenji, and now they're looking for another Flaptizi fall.
That's
Curtizi joins the fight at the right moment. Lusty, off position. Who's gonna fall here? Is he? It's Curtizi. The Spider confirms it. Lusty, he's lost. Lusty being taken out here by Toshi. Another Zaman Force comes in, and all this time, well planned out here by Omega. They push up top. Reptar, what's going on?
Lusty is trying to hold on for dear life here, but this is one lone Jawhead with an immortality. Yes, but Omega, just like that, the rubber band snaps.
You said it was Omega who was bound to break for something, and